Well, good evening, everyone. The time is now 7 o'clock. I will call the August 24th, 2021 meeting of the Mill Creek Township Board of Supervisors to order. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being televised live online on youtube.com. The link can be accessed at millcreektownship.com/meetings. It's also being recorded by WQLN for viewing on Spectrum Channel 1024 and also later on youtube.com with closed captioning. Members of the public may attend in person in the General Assembly Room. Persons who wish to offer testimony at a hearing or to offer comments during the public comment portions of the meeting but who do not wish to attend in person must contact the Township Secretary, Sheriff Williams, at 814-833-1111 or at swilliams@millcreektownship.com no later than 24 hours before the scheduled meeting to make arrangements to participate via phone. Ms. Williams, has anyone requested to participate via phone today? Thank you. Next item is public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. Would anyone care to address the board this evening regarding tonight's agenda? Hearing none, the next item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes. Are there any questions or comments from the board on the August 10th, 2021 regular meeting minutes? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is approval of the bills. Any questions or comments from the board on the bills? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the bills?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the public hearing on subdivision and land development plans. First is the Martin Tan subdivision number 2, a small subdivision. A subdivision plan to show the creation of parcel 3, a 2.04 acre parcel from tax parcel 33194.017.02, resulting in a residual lot of 13.15 acres. The residual lot is to become an integral part of tax parcel 33194.634.017.06, creating a 21.7 acre lot along the east line of Schultz Road, south of Hunter Willis Road, in tract 341. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Good evening. At their regular meeting of Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this subdivision with the following. The requirement that the residual lot, the residual lot of 13.15 acres that are from tax parcel 33-194-634-17.02 is to become an integral part of Erie County tax parcel 33-194-634-17.06. And also that the board grant the requested modification. The modification would be for the depth to width ratio for new parcel number 3. That would be greater than a 3-to-1 depth to width ratio as it exists, although it is improving the current condition, which is a much deeper lot, so it would be less of an issue than it is in its current state.
Thank you, Mr. Waldinger. Were there any questions or comments from the public at that planning commission meeting regarding this?
No one appeared in question.
All right. Is anyone present to present this small subdivision to the board? If you could please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Kevin Farr from David Laird Associates, 1557 West 26th Street. We helped prepare the plans for Mr. Martin, and I'm happy to try and answer any questions that you might have.
Okay. The one comment was for it to become an integral part of the parcel. Any concerns or problems with that?
To become an integral part of 17.06?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
That is not an issue. That's how we show that on the plan.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board?
None here.
Anyone else in the audience care to comment on this small subdivision? Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
With that, is there a motion to approve the small subdivision plan for Martin Tan subdivision number 2?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Just real quick, that would be with modification.
Yes, with the modification for the depth to width ratio for parcel 3.
I'll second that with the modification.
All right. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the St. Mary's at Asbury Ridge Land Development Plan. A land development plan to show the construction of 8 new buildings, units 27 through 34, with associated private road improvements and stormwater facilities located along the south line of West Ridge Road, west of Asbury Road, and Tract 313. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. At their regular meeting of Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this land development plan. There was one requirement for a drawing correction, that the drawings show the dimensions and square footage for existing and proposed buildings on the parcel.
Were there any other questions or comments from the public at that meeting, Mr. Waldinger?
No, no one else appeared in question.
And were the requirements that were requested provided to your office?
Mr. Pulaski, if you.
Hi, Tim Pulaski, Urban Engineers, 1319 Sassafras Street. Yeah, we talked to the engineering department, and we decided that we wait till after this meeting if there's any additional comments. We have a nice table now that has, because there's a lot of buildings on the site. So we made a table on the second sheet and have each building listed with a little key code on a site map and all the totals of the square footages of each building. So I think we got it.
And then we will ensure that that is the copy that is received and approved before it's recorded.
Okay. Would you care to add anything else to your presentation?
Not really. This is the extension of their carriage home project up around the top part of the site there on the top of the hill, and they're looking to get started, and so here we are, and we're still waiting to hear back from GPI. Haven't heard anything from them, and we're also still waiting to hear back from Conservation District on the NPDES permit. So we'll update those as soon as we get them.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board?
None here.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
With that, is there a motion to approve St. Mary's at Asbury Ridge Land Development Plan, subject to the dimensions, square footages of the existing proposed buildings being included to the plans?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is exclusion from land development request, Wazaleski Water Plant, City of Erie developer. Mr. Waldinger.
One moment. Okay, thank you. Yes, Erie Waterworks is proposing to make some changes to the Wazaleski water treatment plant on Summerheim Drive. Those changes require them to install 2 emergency stairways to exit the building. The 2 stairways, one will add an additional 335 square feet, and the other one will add 280 square feet for a total of 615 new square feet added to the building. That qualifies for an exclusion for land development. It does not require them to provide a land development plan for that. We are working with them for any stormwater management that may potentially be required by these or other changes that they're making to the parking lot. But I just wanted to notify the board that there will be an exclusion granted for the Wazaleski water plant once we're satisfied with the stormwater management.
Thank you, Mr. Waldinger. Any questions or comments from the board? All right. Next item is bids and quotations. First is Wilkins Run Stream Restoration Project Design Change Order Number 1 from the Planning and Development Department. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. The township has contracted with Civil and Environmental Consultants Incorporated, which goes by CEC, to design a stream restoration project along Wilkins Run, north of the airport, as part of Mill Creek's pollution reduction plan mandated by our MS4 permit. In late 2019, the PADEP adopted new requirements for environmental assessments that are a necessary component of the permit application that was part of CEC's scope of work to the township. The effort necessary to comply with DEP's new regulations amounted to $6,500 worth of additional work that could not have been anticipated in the original agreement. Additionally, a wetland delineation of the project site revealed the presence of 12 wetland areas that were not depicted on any of the publicly available inventories. The work to add avoidance measures and satisfy permitting requirements related to these wetlands resulted in an additional $5,000 in charges. CEC has submitted the attached revised change order request number 1 in the amount of $11,500 to cover these unanticipated costs. As the changes in DEP requirements and the existence of unknown wetlands could not have been anticipated at the beginning of the project, it is a recommendation of the Planning and Development Department that the township should approve the revised change order request number 1 from CEC in the amount of $11,500. The original contract was in the amount of $111,835. This change order would bring the new contract amount to $123,335. I would note that $50,000 of this cost is being reimbursed to the township through a coastal zone management grant, so the total township responsibility would be $73,335. The additional $11,500 will come from Planning and Development's MS4 permit compliance capital budget line item.
Thank you, Mr. Waldinger. Any questions or comments from the board?
No, sir.
All right, is there a motion to approve change order number 1, noting the capital budget amendment to shift $11,500 from the MS4 permit compliance capital budget line item to the Wilkins Run Stream Restoration Project?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
I vote yes. Next item is the Chelsea Avenue Sidewalk Accessibility Project bid results. Planning and Development Department, Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. With the completion of the sidewalk curb cut accessibility project, the township is now turning to sidewalks themselves as the next step in our pending consent decree with Voices for Independence. The Planning and Development Department has advertised a pilot sidewalk project so that we can get an idea of the costs and scope that will be available or that will occur in these types of projects so that we can plan for them in the future. Bids were opened for this project on August 12th, 2021, and 4 bids were received. Those bids were from Amendola Construction and Maintenance for $264,470. Lindy Paving Incorporated, $142,025. M&B Services LLC, $237,932.47. And Madcrete, $151,850. The low bidder on that list being Lindy Paving at $142,025. We do recommend awarding this project to the low bidder, Lindy Paving, for $142,025. The funds would come from the $100,000 in the Planning and Development capital line item that we placed for this project. An additional $15,000 would come from the curb ramp compliance fund that was not used because CDBG funds covered all of our curb ramps. And then $27,025 would come from the ARPA reserve account.
Any questions or comments from the board?
No, sir.
I was under the impression we were going to be funding these sidewalk improvements with CDBG funds, and we were going to be making the case to the feds to utilize CDBG for these funds, for these projects.
Yes, we are going to attempt that. CDBG funding for this year was all tied up with the curb ramp, finishing that project. This is a pilot and something that we did budget for so that we could try and figure out what those costs would be, how much sidewalk we can conceivably get done with our CDBG allocation every year so that we can plan those as they come about.
Can our ARPA funds be utilized for this project?
So the answer would be yes.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, you looked at me, so.
Any questions or comments from the board?
If I could add, this is one of the sidewalks that was identified by us, Two Voices, as a sidewalk replacement project that would ultimately be done under the consent decree. So even though we haven't finalized that yet, doing this work is still a benefit towards that effort and what's required under that decree.
Yeah. All right. Is there a motion to award the contract to Lindy Paving?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
How about yes?
I'm gonna vote no, not against Lindy Paving, but no against the project as a whole. I believe we should be holding off these projects until we have final CDBG determination. I don't think it's appropriate for us to be putting general funds into projects that I believe will be eligible for CDBG. And I don't believe we're required to start this per consent decree quite yet. So that's my rationale for voting no.
Okay.
Next item is the Zook Road Sanitary Relocation Construction Services bid results. Mr. Walter.
Thank you. Yes, this is for the sanitary sewer relocation necessitated by PennDOT's work that they will be conducting beginning next year on Zook Road. This is the culvert that is just south of West 26th Street that goes under the road. That culvert will be replaced, and so we have to move our sanitary sewer line because they are dropping the invert of that culvert, and it would interfere with our line. Bids were opened on August 20th, 2021 at 2 p.m. for the construction services for this project. There was only one bidder, was Shivers Construction. Their bid was $147,227. That amount is $15,573 under the engineer's estimate for this project. PennDOT will reimburse the township 75% of the total cost of this work, and the balance will be funded from the sewer revenue fund. So Planning and Development Department recommends award of the construction services contract for the Zook Road Sanitary Sewer Relocation Project to Shivers Construction for the proposed amount of $147,227 with an anticipated project start date of September 6th, 2021.
Any questions or comments from the board? All right, is there a motion to approve the Zook Road Sanitary Relocation Construction Services or the project to, I'm sorry, what was it again, Matt? Shivers.
Yep.
And also approving the associated capital asset acquisition form.
So,
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
I vote yes. Next is detention pond mowing. Mr. Snyder.
Good evening, gentlemen. The pond at Luray in Zimmerly has had many complaints recently. It is severely overgrown and has some large trees in it. Our forces are not equipped to do this work. Manzi Services is doing the 2021 mowing contract and has given us a price of $5,500 for the initial cut. It will be included in next year's and subsequent years' mowing contracts. Monies will come from the streets pipelining reserve. There is $10,844.70 in reserves. Minus the mowing will leave $5,344.70 in reserves. It would be my recommendation to have Manzi Services mow the pond for the cost of $5,500.
Any questions or comments from the board? Gary, I got a question. We've been contracting out mowing of these things for a couple of years now. Has the Luray and Zimmerly Detention Pond never been on part of those contracts before?
It has not.
We were doing it in-house previously? I'm just kind of confused.
If I may, it's my understanding that a neighbor that lived next door to it was doing it, and they have sold their house and moved. They were not required to, but they were just doing it to keep the area nice. They have since ceased, and so the neighbors have started to complain to the township that it needs attention.
Is this one of our ponds, or is
It
this?
is one that's our responsibility, yes.
I was just curious how we've been doing this. How did large trees grow on there if we've been trimming these things the past year? I guess we have not. Okay. All right, is there a motion to approve the detention pond mowing
So moved.
to Manzi? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 2021-R43, a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015-R20 in the Municipal Records Manual to approve proposed disposition of certain township records. This is a routine matter on our agenda to dispose of records properly. And I believe this evening, all we have are dash cam videos from the police department, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this would be a resolution to authorize the police department to dispose of dash cam videos that breach the required retention period between the dates of August 25th, 2021 through September 14th, 2021. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve Resolution 2021-R43?
Make that motion, John.
Thank you. Is there a second? Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 2021-R44, resolution to approve the financial statements and independent auditor's report of the Erie Area Council of Governments for calendar year ending December 31st, 2020. Mr. Olet, I don't know if you want to add anything to this? This isn't a commitment, right? It's just us approving the reports?
That's correct. And the report was favorable, according to the accountant.
And this is a routine matter. All the members of the Council of Governments have to pass
That's
a
right.
resolution approving the reports.
Yes.
Any other questions from the board? All right, is there a motion to approve Resolution 2021-R44?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on our agenda is the U.S. Department of Justice Federal Fiscal Year 2020 Emergency Federal Law Enforcement Assistance Grant Program Agreement. Mr. Shaw?
Yeah, this is a grant agreement between the Department of Justice and Pima and Mill Creek Township, authorizing or providing funds to Mill Creek Township with respect to activities that the police department had to respond to last year during COVID and during some of the incidents that were occurring in the city of Erie where we provided assistance. So this is the grant agreement that we need to sign to receive those funds. And I believe the chief has completed it and indicated the funds to be reimbursed and so forth. So I think we're all set to go and have the board approve it so that we can receive those monies.
That's $10,949.66.
I believe so, yes.
All right. Any questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion to approve the grant program agreement?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the Memorandum of Understanding with the City of Erie and County of Erie for the U.S. Department of Justice Assistance Grant. Is this related to the last action, or is it a separate action?
I believe this is a separate action, and the city and the county and the township jointly applied for this grant, Justice Assistance Grant, and a total amount of $52,961 was awarded, And this is simply the memorandum of understanding between the parties, the city, Mill Creek, and the county, as to the proper allocation of those funds. And under this this grant, the township will receive an allocation of $15,835.97.
Any questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion to approve the MOU with the city of Erie and the county of Erie?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next item, shockingly, is communications. It's only 7:30.
Yeah, I don't have a specific communication other than a training request.
All right, what do you got for us, Mr.
I got
Schultz?
the Knox Law Symposium to be held at the Ambassador Hotel on September 30th of this year, requesting permission from myself, Diane Lyons, John Morgan, Dan Ouellette to attend the law symposium. There's no cost for it. It's just being away from the office for that half day.
Half day, isn't it a whole day?
It's officially a half day.
If you didn't
Yeah,
say
go
that
ahead,
out loud, he never would have known.
Go ahead, I got it. I'll hold down the fort.
You're ruining it, Mark.
Leave whenever you want.
Jeez.
I won't notice you're gone.
Any questions or comments from the board?
I'll make a motion for you guys to go to this symposium and have a good old time.
Thanks. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
I vote yes. Next item is a travel and training request from the Planning and Development Department. Mr. Waldinger. I guess I should put it. Matt wants to go to the American Planning Association Conference down in Pittsburgh. He wants us to let him leave from October 17th to October 19th. I guess he needs his own vehicle for travel. And total expense is $577.75. Is that accurate, Mr. Waldinger?
That's the lodging mileage and per diem. Conference registration is $420. They're just coming out of separate budgets. The $420 is out of our training expense budget, and then lodging mileage and per diem is coming from the travel expense budget.
And I would recommend approval of it, but is there a motion to approve his travel and training request for the PA Planning Conference?
I'll make that motion, John.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
I vote yes. And next we have executive sessions. We report out to the public that the board did hold executive sessions on August 12th and August 19th to discuss various legal and personnel matters with our executive team. And solicitor communications. Mr. Shaw, anything to share with us?
Nothing to add on my end.
Really? Because I have this announcement about you that I think is pretty cool. So, for over a decade, the U.S. News and World Report, Best Lawyers, Best Law Firms, has annually selected Mark Shaw, this gentleman right here, as a best lawyer in the practice areas of environmental law and environmental litigation. This year, the U.S. News went even further, recognizing Mr. Shaw as the best of the best by naming him as a Lawyer of the Year for Western Pennsylvania in the area of environmental law. Only a single attorney in each field of practice in metropolitan areas awarded this distinguished recognition each year. Congratulations, Mr.
Congratulations.
Shaw. That is
Thank you.
excellent.
Thank you.
And we are very fortunate and blessed to have you as part of our team here, Mark. So I want you to know we appreciate you, and congratulations again.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So I have one other item, gentlemen. Unless you want to give a speech, you're welcome.
No.
All right. Well, actually, two other
There's
items.
two items, yeah.
I'll do mine first, if that's all right. Gentlemen, as you know, we've been in discussions with J.L. Nick and Associates about providing some workforce training, leadership training for our directors and managers. We did receive a final scope and budget for that training. It would be for $7,500 for leadership seminars. Mr. Krzyzewski has identified those funds to be conglomerated out of the Administration Department, Planning Department, and Public Works Department. So I recommend that we do sign on with J.L. Nick and Associates for this training for $7,500. If there's a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
This was not on our agenda, so I'll ask for public comment. Does anyone have any questions about the action the board's about to take? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for a vote. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. And don't worry, guys, it will not be a boring training that we're gonna make you all go to. There'll be snacks. It'll be a great time. Cheryl, you get to go to. Next item is from our Human Resource Manager, Diane Lyons, request to hire a police clerk to fill a vacancy. Ms. Lyons is recommending that we hire Ms. Sally A. Ricketts for the police records clerk with a hire date of September 7th at the contract rate of $17.97 per hour. Sally was recently employed with Ross Township PD as a records clerk prior to relocating to Erie. She was previously employed with Cranberry Township as a part-time police clerk, and she attended Robert Morris University for 3 years studying business. She's also a public notary. Sounds like an excellent hire. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
And gentlemen, also is not on the agenda, so we will be calling for public comment. Would anyone care to address the board regarding this action? Hearing none. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Is there anything further for the good of the order, gentlemen? Ms. Williams, Ms. Caparosa? No? You guys want to go home already, do you?
We do have citizens to be heard.
Oh, right. Citizens to be heard. Would anyone care to address the board this evening?
I'm impressed they stuck around after they presented
Yeah,
their.
you guys didn't have to do
Most
that.
people bowled out,
I mean,
like the road
Once,
runner.
yeah, once we vote yes, you guys can, you're very fortunate. Usually these things last.
Oh, you don't want to go home either. Work to do there, right?
All right, well, with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we're adjourned at 7:32 PM. Appreciate that.
All right.
Have a nice evening, everyone.